Hi, hello, good morning everyone. Thank you for coming to join me today. I just wanted to turn the camera on and just show you where I am using this beautiful Bourbon Rose kit from my friend Amy. That's Amy Crafty Cat USA. I've done a little bit of work since you were with me last. I think in my last video I decided what papers I was having and put the papers together, and I haven't changed them, I haven't moved them around, but I have been playing with it a little bit. I've added some bits of lace down the sides, and I've put a flip on the front. So I did use that beautiful wallpaper that I wanted just as the anchor for the signature. And I've used Amy's papers. I've used a collection of Amy's papers. So for example, I think this rose is from her Ada kit. I think this bit round here is from her buttons. This image in here is from Mrs. Cogg's. Mrs. Cogg has a African, oh sorry, can't remember what it's called, African American vintage life, and it just goes perfectly with Amy's kit. So I'm going to use some of those images as well, and that's one of them. Then on the inside I've put a tea stained little window envelope in there with a journaling card on, and then I've used, Amy's also got kits, I've written them down because my brain at the minute just isn't working very well. 1920 something and In the City Volume 2 works perfectly with the Bourbon Rose kit. It has similar kind of images and they are just gorgeous. So I've printed that, well, I've printed some of those out, and I'm going to use them through as well. So a little bit of mix and match going on. So I've used this, I think this is it's either In the City Volume 2 or the 1920 something. So I've just backed them with old book page at the moment, but they will be backed by the time I finish. So this is just a long tall, it's one of those big envelopes that you get, you know, the big A4 type envelopes that I've used, and I've just opened it out. And then on the inside it's a nice big deep pocket, so I'm going to put something on there. That's definitely the buttons kit. I've put some lace, little snips. I think that I want the CD envelopes to go there. I use those as tuck spots, so I'll be putting some little cards in those. I've got some of Amy's here next to me, and I'm going to print them on card and then put them in. What else have I done? I've threaded some pink ribbon through that. It's kind of ledger paper, I think, but I've put some nice pink ribbon through, and I've put a vintage button top and bottom. So I did that. I thought that was quite pretty. I've added an applique flower on there. I just thought that just went well with that girl smelling the rose. Oh, I did add a Tim Holtz lady on there. I've painted her, and I've done her in the, it's not the crackle glaze, frosted something, but it just gives it a bit of texture. And I guess I was a bit worried in case the colouring that I'd done rubbed off, so I've just covered it with whatever it's called. Let me just have a look. It's called Frosted Crystal, and I do like it because it takes that shine off the paper doll, and it just gives it a nice feeling. So I like that. So I've put her on there. So that was the pocket that we did, that I made such a pig's ear of, but it actually turned out really, really well. And again, I've just put some cards in there, and again, these are, I think this is In the City or 1920 something. So I've just put that in there on that side at a funny angle. Again, does fit in there nicely. Put some lace on there. I've used some lace trim. I've only got little snips and bits of this sort of lace, but I just thought what it reminded me of was, you know, in the olden days where they had actual lace hanging at the windows, and that's just what this reminded me of. So I've put something like that on a couple of them because I thought that was just very pretty. I've put some lace on there because I just thought the shape of it went really well with that. It could be used as a belly band, but I just thought it was nice decoration. I've put a belly band there. I had that piece, it just fit perfectly across there, so I've just put that, and I thought the flowers went well with the pattern on that's the Alaskan wallpaper. I put some lace there on the centre one. Again, it's got that ribbon lace, and then that goes all the way round onto the back, and I might well tuck something in there. Depends how big and bulky this is going to get. I don't think I did much else. I thought I'd put, yes, I've put one more piece of lace. So I've put that lace there above that lady. And again, it just reminded me of the curtains that they used to have hanging in the windows. So I think that's all. Oh no, it isn't all I've done. On the back, on the wallpaper, I've done a big lace flip. So I've used the same flower motifs there. And then I've put a piece of vintage lace. And then when you lift that up, I've used a couple of the images from Mrs. Coggs on one of Amy's papers, and I've just kept that as a pocket, so you can kind of, it's hidden behind that lace, and I just thought that was pretty. And I was going to make a pocket to go in that tag. I was even going to make a tag to go in that pocket, and I was thinking, this is from Amy's Ada kit, which is the advertising. It's got advertising pages in, and I've just cut that lady out of there, and I thought it might be nice to put a lady in there, and then find a lady that fits, and then cut it down and use that as a pocket in the tuck, as a tuck, a journal card in the pocket. That's all I'm trying to say. I don't know why it's so difficult. Just having a quick look at Mrs. Coggs to see if there's anything. She's quite pretty, isn't she? It misses her hat off though, doesn't it? That little boy. Oh, there's the, I think that's the same image that Amy's used in the kit, so that might be quite nice, but it's not quite tall enough. That's where I might struggle actually. She does fit, but again, I'm cutting a lot of her off. I don't think there's one there out of all the choice. No, I don't think there's one there that I want to use, but I'm just having another thought. I have a piece, oh gosh. I've got a piece of paper, would you believe, on my desk. Let me just find it. Everything just moves around when you start videoing it, doesn't it? So what I was thinking was, I've got this image, and I think this is from the 1920 something. Oh, he's going to be too big as well, isn't he? Yep, he's too big as well. I thought he might work. Okay, plan B. Plan B, what have we got in Amy's papers? I need something quite big, don't I? She does look quite pretty in there, doesn't she? And she fits quite nicely. There's that girl again with that rose. Oh, she fits beautifully in there, doesn't she? And I can print this page again, so there's no reason why. In fact, there's another taller, thinner one there. I'm going to use that one. Decision made. Wasn't a very quick decision, was it? So I'm not worried that I'm going to use an image out of one of these tags, because, as I say, you can print it again. It's not the end of the world to use it for one thing. I'm just hoping, actually, that this is wide enough to go behind there. Let's have a look. Let's have a look. I think she fits behind there really rather lovely, doesn't she? And I might just kind of fussy cut round that. That was part of the kit as well. So I am going to glue her on the back of this paper. Because I just thought that was a pretty frame to use. I can't have it too low, otherwise she won't be on it. Hang on little lady. she's a bit wonky donkey on there. That's okay, I like that. Get that glued on. Okay, let's just cut this down because I know it's going to be too tall to go into that pocket. Might be useful if I knew how big that pocket was, wouldn't it? It is 7.5. 7.5. So I don't want it any taller than kind of 6 3/4. Otherwise, it just won't go in. And I kind of know it's going to be too wide. But that fits there then. So I do need to cut some down. So how wide is that? That is about 3 inches wide. So about 3.5 I want it. So I am going to lose little bits off the frame, but I don't mind that. I don't mind that at all. It's only going to be the corners. I like that it's on a slant as well. It's on a bit of an angle, that frame. There we go. How does that fit? Only just, doesn't it? So I think I'm going to snip a little bit off. Snip a little bit more off. Sorry, concentrating while cutting, folks. 3 1/4 it's going to end up. A little bit more. Doesn't look level to me. Shove my bits on the floor, I can tidy it later. Why doesn't it feel as if it wants to go in? It's not stuck down. I just seem to be struggling. Oh, that's better. There we go. So that's going to go in there. What happened to that rose? I was going to cut that rose out, wasn't I? Oh, it's gone on the floor. On the floor. So I just think I want to not cut all of it out, but just maybe cut around it a little. Not that you need to see me cutting out, it's a bit painful, isn't it? But this, I've wanted to use this kit of Amy's for a long time, and I've put off doing it because sometimes I find it quite daunting to start a journal, and I always want to kind of do the kit justice, if you know what I mean. I don't want it to, you know. Oh, that's pretty on there. Do you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to cut a little bit more off the edge of that. I want to make sure that I do the kit justice. That's what I'm trying to say. I don't want to mess it up. I don't want to do something until I kind of have a bit of a cunning plan. And I'm just going to put that rose on there. That's the only decoration I'm going to give it. I might go back and decorate these tags more. I'd like a date or something on here, but I haven't got that far yet of thinking that sort of thing. So all I'm doing is kind of making a pocket and then making a tag to go in it, but I think that is beautiful. So mixing and matching different kits from the same designer does just work, doesn't it? So that can go in there. You can't see it, but you know it's there. Okay, so what else was I going to do? I was going to put those on there, which I think I will do. And then I was kind of thinking of putting this on this page and making a pocket. I kind of been playing around with it, look, and thinking what I could do. I've misprinted on it. That's why I'm using this one as a pocket. I thought it might be nice in there as a tuck spot, as a pocket, tall pocket. And I've had people say to me, why don't you cut that off and you can use that for something else? You're wasting that print that you've done. Well, I'm not wasting it, because what I want to do is I want it to be a pocket like that I can tuck behind. So it needs to be a complete pocket. I could cut that off and then add another piece of paper onto the back, but I can print this again. So I'm just gonna fold it, and I think that is going to make a very pretty pocket on there. Just lay my lace flat. So that's what I'm going to do. And I did find my scoreboard. I know that you'll be pleased to hear that. And it was hiding in plain sight. I'm as bad as my grandson. Honestly, he walks around with his eyes shut. To be fair, my kids used to as well. No, I can't find it, Mum. It's not there. It's not where you said it is. And then you go up and put your hands straight on it. Oh, well, it wasn't there when I looked. And I just feel these days, that's me all over. If it's not jumping up and down going, here I am, I can't find it. So I'm going to make this into a pocket. And so this is how I should have done that centre pocket, by the way. This is definitely how I should have made it. I should have made two pockets like this and then put a piece of paper between the two to join them. I made a right faff trying to do it, but I was really pleased how it turned out in the end, I have to say. I don't want the back one, so that one can be cut off. Can't see it on that side. Cut that one off. And I don't need that little bit there either, do I? Well, I hope you can see what I'm doing. Am I too far down? Let me bring you a little bit towards me. How's that? Come closer, folks. Come closer. So that is going to be my pocket. Just snip a bit more off that. I don't know if I want to start attaching pockets at the minute. So I think what I'm going to do is put them where I want them in the journal. And that is something that I will often do. I will make pockets and put them where I think I want them to be. And then you can get I then get a feel for how big and fat that journal is getting, and whether I can add more pockets or whether I need to call it a day. So that is what I kind of do. I just want something to put on the back of there. And I'm just going to tear a bit of this away up. I know I've folded those over, so I am making that a bit more bulky. But I just want to put something on so that when I do the little notch to show it's a pocket, you can... Was it going to fit? Silly me. I only want one piece, don't I? Do you know what? Okay. I just need it on the back, because I'm not going to do a notch front and back. I'm just doing a notch on the front of this one. I'm having trouble with paper today. Okay, and then, so it's going to be like that, so I want to put a notch just there. About there. And then I just need to think, because that's going to go on the page. So if I have that on the top, something's going to catch on there. So I'm going to glue it that way so that there's nothing to impede when I tuck. Impede. Are you impressed? That's a big word for a Saturday morning, isn't it? There's nothing going to stop that piece of paper from going in that pocket. So put my glue on, put my glue down that edge. These lovely images here are from Amy's trades kit. For some reason it got put back in my printer, and I thought it was a blank piece of paper, and it wasn't. I'm just going to add that there. Just because for some reason there's a little bit missing. I think I did my fold a little bit wrong. I had a little gap. I don't like little gaps. Okay. So that is going on there like that as a pocket, and I think that's really pretty, and I'm just wondering if I would like to add anything onto it. And I'm kind of seeing that I've got these people. I wouldn't want a man with butterflies behind his head, would I? Have I got any more? She's very pretty, isn't she? So she could go on there. Would she look funny with butterflies coming out of her head? Do we think? She might be pretty on there, and she could have some lace underneath her. Too much? You're not going to be able to tell me, because I'll have decided before you do. That might be too much. It is pretty though, isn't it? And it just dangles out the bottom a little bit. I wonder what that would look like if I cut that off like that. Got some thread stuck on it, look. I think that looks quite pretty. Oh dear, somebody outside sneezing. Or the postman. Postman's got the sneezers, folks. She does look rather pretty with that there and the butterflies behind her head. So I am going to get a paper clip, because I think that that might go there like that with that little girl on. But I think I will do the frosted crystals on her as well. And I just like those butterflies coming out. I might paint a dress. I might paint a pink. I might paint her blue. So that's that one done. And that's those done. So that's okie dokie and fine and dandy. What else did I want to do? I've got some vellum that is got flowers on it. Look, it's vellum tracing paper. I never know what you call it. And I was thinking that might be nice on there, and then you can see the rose through it. Oh, I like it there with there's more wood grain on there, isn't there? So it's just a piece of vellum that's got a pattern on it, but it happened to be the roses, and I think that might look nice on there. So I think that might get folded on there like that. So I like that. Okay, so that's usually if I put something on one side, I put it on the other as well. So what would I put there? I've got this man that I really do want to use, but I don't want him next to roses. There was another pocket that I wanted to make, so I might make the pocket and then see where it goes. Have I got time with you? Yes. This is one of the kit pages, and I've cut that lovely lady out there. And again, I thought that it might be nice to put someone else in there, just because, and for no other reason other than just because. So I've got the faff then again of looking to see who might fit, because again, I think it's quite a tall pocket, is a tall window, isn't it? do like her. She does fit there quite nicely. I am drawn to that because it matches her, yeah, her hat matches the roses. So I think I am going to use this lady. Try and keep myself a little bit organised. I think I'm going to use that lady on there. Why not? Why not indeed? Now then. Oh, it's here. So I want to keep that rose for sure. And I think this page is in the front of the journal. So this pocket will go somewhere at the back of the journal so that I haven't got two kit pages the same. I need to fold it back. So I'm going to fold it back 1/4 of an inch either side. I did it 3 1/2, 3 3/4. It would be a nice, I'm going to do it that bit. No, I'm not. I'm going to, I'm going to, folks, I am going to cut that there. And then this would make a beautiful journaling card, or it would make a fabulous pocket. So you can use your kit pages, can't you, folks? I'm not going to want this as tall. I did say I'd found my scoreboard. Oh yes, here it is. I don't want this as tall as the journal pages, of course. So I'm going to score. I'm going to score it about there. But I do want to keep, that rose. I do feel I need to look for some sentiments. There are some that come with this kit, just not, I haven't printed them out. So I need to print those out and just see if I can add some sentiments, I think. So there's that. That's the page that this comes from. So I want this to go somewhere in the back. So that would be that. I'd be happy with that to be tall. That's going to be a really nice long tall pocket journal card that goes in there. Oh, it could go there, couldn't it? That looks quite nice with those. So I'm happy with the height. Don't know where I want it to go, but I'm happy with the height of that. So I want to turn some sides under so that I can, and I'm only going to do, I'm going to go 1/4 of an inch. And see if that makes my pocket narrow enough to fit on the page. You've always got to be conscious with these tall thin journals that you just haven't got the real estate that you've got in the big normal size journals. On the floor. So that would fold like that. I'm not going to fold this over yet, and I'll show you why in a minute. So I've just had a good idea that'll help stop things getting stuck going in that pocket. I might not have done enough for it to fit the page. But we shall see. We shall see. Okay. Cut that off. Okay, so if that's going to go on the page, I just need to see if it will actually fit. So where did I think I might use it? Let's just try it for width. Yeah, that's fine. That fits perfectly. Yep. So I'm good to go with that. So that's going to be a pocket. I just need to put this lady behind, and she's going to be too wide now. So I'm going to tear her down a little bit. I'm not, because that paper's too strong to tear. So I'm going to cut it down. I get asked quite a few times about my rulers that I use. These are quilting rulers. I do quilt as well as make journals, so I want that to be about 3 inches. Yeah, I quilt as well as journal, and these are my quilting rulers. I don't get on with the paper trimmers, the guillotine type things. I can't cut a straight line on those to save my life, but with these I get on perfectly well, and I like using them. And I think she is just beautiful in there. So I want to stick that in there. So I'm gonna I can't move her down too much, otherwise the white at the top there is going to show. That's, I can go to there. Yeah. So I'm going to put a little bit of glue there. God, I did it wrong. Look, I did it. I got a little bit of white. Just move her up a fraction. There we go. And then I can put the rest of the glue around the window now. I know she's in the right place. She's in the right place. Okay, now the reason that I didn't want to cut this big flap off at the top is this, if I don't glue it down properly, is going to catch everything that you put in. So because I've left that a little bit longer, I can fold that back and it just makes it nice and smooth to put everything in. I can tear a little bit off that, if I can tear it. I didn't need all of it, it just adds a bit of bulk, doesn't it? And then I'm just going to put that on there. I could have put a window in there, but I just find that a bit of a faff sometimes, you know, trying to get the cellophane in, or the whatever it is that you use to make it like a window envelope. But I think she is one beauty, and I think her hat matches that perfectly. And I want her in the back of the journal because I've got this page at the front. I don't think I want her there. Not there. I don't think I want her on there. She might be quite nice on there actually, with all the roses. And then she might blend in a little bit too much, I think. She's quite pretty just there. But again, I think this blends in, the colours on here blends too much with the buttons. Could put her on there, but then it's a shame to cover that. She could go on that pink. She looks rather nice on that pink, doesn't she? I think at the moment I like her on that pink, I think. I mean, you could write on that page, so it might be a shame to cover it. But I think she stands out nicely on that pink. Just have to move over a little bit because of the crease, but I think I like her there. See, if I put her, I do like her on this blue, but if I put her on there, it kind of shows behind this pocket, and I don't like that so much. Again, I think that blends in too much. This frame here is actually from the Alaskan Wallpapers. So I think that she is going to go there. That's where I like her. And that's where she's going to go. On there. So that's that one done. And gosh, you can see how fat it's getting already. It's starting to ooze out. I do want to use this fella, and I think I'm going to make him a pocket. And I'm just looking, this lady keeps catching my eye. I keep seeing her out the corner of my eye. And I think I might like to use her on a page as a tuck spot. And I'm just looking out the corner of my eye, I've got this lace as well. And I'm kind of thinking, if I put her a little bit taller, or a little bit higher up, she might blend into the page too much with it being a black and white image on there. I don't think I want to colour that one in. She is just beautiful. If I had a gentleman, I don't think I could put lace under him. I don't think that would work. I do like this lace. I put it on there. If I put her on here, the idea would be that I attach her, but only at the bottom, so that then she can tuck. But it might be nice to actually add her, make a pocket and put her on it. Just thinking that might be, with the flower behind her head, that might be nice. So I think I need to think about that one. I think I need to think about it. But I do think I want her somewhere with that lace. So I'm going to just, oh, that's quite pretty as well though, isn't it? On there. And she stands out quite nicely on that, doesn't she? And you could still write, see if I do that like that, you could still write on here as well as having her. And then that lace would tipple out the bottom a little bit, look. So I'm going to play with that. I'm gonna there's lots of gunners going on. I'm going to put her there because I'm thinking about it. Okay, so it really is starting to fill out. Yeah, I need to think about that, don't I? I've still got these as well that I wanted to use, that I've made. I think I want to use the two, definitely, that I put the Tim Holtzy people on. And he's quite wide, so I think he needs to go maybe nearer to the front. What do we think? Can you see him? Sorry. So I might put him just there. Ooh. Actually, I might put them just there as a tuck, and then you can still write on that page. So I think they might go there, which means then I would want to put that. I wanted that there, didn't I? So I would put this at the back somewhere. It blends in on that too much. I could swap them around. He could be on there as a flip. Don't know. Oh, he goes on there quite nicely. He does go on there quite nicely. So then he would be glued down on two sides. and he would be a tuck there. So I think he's going to go there. I may well change my mind. These are just my thoughts as I'm going through. She might be nice on one of those flips. She stands out really nicely there, doesn't she? I don't know. Still thinking. Still thinking. Okay, so that's where I'm at with this. So when you see this video, I'm just about coming back from my holiday. So I don't know if I'll be able to get any more videos done before I go on this one, but I hope you like what you see. Amy's kit, it's beautiful. I'm loving working with it. So I hope you enjoy it, and I will catch you all later. But thanks very much for joining me. Take care. Bye-bye.